You little extra gobar. Remove the plants of gobar. Okay. Pass on a road. Sir, what was your right? Left one. Oh, left one.
I was hesitant while preparing for the next day because I knew there was going to be a communication gap, and it would be my responsibility to fill this communication gap with whatever I could to reach out to the children.
I had expected that a lot of children would be there in one classroom, and also there would be many strict teachers and there would be a lot of fear from the students towards them.
I thought that the children would hesitate to interact with us.
Whenever I went to government schools before, they never used to interact that freely. But when I went to one star, just in the span of 15 minutes, those children started interacting very freely with me. So I think it speaks a lot about the school because the children aren't scared to interact with you.
When we were making lanterns in one of the classes, two girls approached me and asked me for materials for the lantern. And I asked them why. Then they told me that they wanted to teach a girl who was absent and they thought she would feel really bad that she missed out on something so nice. I was really happy that people actually care for each other.
I was teaching a girl called Reena how to make the lantern. And you know, after she was done with making her lantern, she smiled broadly and she came to me saying, "Didi, Didi, mera lantern khatam ho gaya." Just by her saying that one line, I felt so satisfied.
After the whole experience was over, I was really fulfilled and satisfied, and I really liked it, enjoyed it, and it went very smooth.
When the class that I was teaching finally hung up their lanterns, everything looked really colorful, and then I watched their smiles, like they looked really happy.
On talking to one of the kids at school, I realized how inquisitive they were about our lifestyle. He was asking me questions about what we do at home and how I live my life. We cracked a couple of jokes and I understood that him and I were not too different. He too had a curiosity which every child I've ever known has had.
I also think that village children value education more than we do. We just take it as accept it and go to school every day as if we are doing a favor for our parents.
I talked to one of the students and he told me that his learning had just started this year when he left the government school and joined one-star public school in class 6. I was quite shocked to know this because a lot of my learning had already begun in class 1.
Even though their conditions are pretty severe, shall I say, they always push themselves onto their limits. It so happens that while we were teaching the students there, I happened to ask one student his squares. he answered all the squares pretty easily, and he added that he knew squares till 25. Now, I personally did not know that many squares, and then it dawned upon me that this guy knew more squares than me. So I realized that this fellow actually sat at a stretch and learned all his squares by heart, while I simply bunked it.
I particularly like the fact that the teachers out here, they really care for the students and for their welfare, a fact which is not seen in many places. So the bond which I think I managed to establish with some students, if not all, indeed connects both of us, you know, the children at 1 star and me. I think that's the main reason I would love to come back to this place.
Perfect.
Really amazing and exhausting football game. We had to leave and I felt very bad because I just made friends with them a little time ago.
After the full experience, I was very happy that we could connect and gain a lot from the children of 1-star public school. It was an experience that I will keep in mind and try and work towards something better for the young students of India.
The end of this whole adventure, if I may use the word, I felt extremely humbled that the fact that those children with whom I thought I would never be able to relate had amalgamated with me so well. I felt like I was one with them and I was like one of them.